Truly.
Shall we read an email really quick?
Sure, yeah.
The subject line is, help, my girlfriend found my gay porn history on my iPad by accident. A big fuck you to iCloud. And now she thinks I'm gay. Oh, shit, dude. Hey, gals. Love your show. Been listening to it since the early days. You rock, blah, blah, blah. You all know all this. Let's get to it. Backstory. I consider myself a mostly straight male, age 26. I'm in my early 20s. I struggle with my sexual identity. In my early 20s, I struggled with my sexual identity. I can read. I've always loved women and everything about them. After more self-discovery in those experimental university years, I found that I am also attracted to men. I dabbled in a few short-term relationships and casual evenings with some dudes and realized that it didn't turn my crank. It took me a while to realize that I could be attracted to both men and women, but only desire to be in relationships with women. Today, as I was puttering around our apartment, my girlfriend asked to use my iPad to research some places to go on a trip we booked over spring break. This led to my porn history. iCloud saves visited sites, which is filled with all kinds of porn, straight porn, gay porn, MMF, MFF, etc. Needless to say, she freaked the fuck out. She knew about my sexual history, although it was always a tiny sore spot in our relationship. Only until recently have I come to terms with and embraced my sexuality, which I thought strengthened our relationship. She began to tell me that it's okay if I want to live as a gay male, etc., etc. And I tried to assure her that the porn doesn't change anything about our relationship. She doesn't want to turn 40, she's now 35, and have me tell her that I'm leaving her for a dude. This hurt me a lot because I have been working so hard on myself and embracing who I am sexually. She is second guessing everything. Why I am attracted to her. If I imagined her as a man during sex, etc. Her mind was and still is going to dark places. She can't even look at me and is finding every excuse to stay away from me. I understand that she will need time, but I have no idea how to help her. I'm devastated and heartbroken. We have such an amazing relationship. We're very open with each other, other than this issue, clearly. Sex is great. Love spending time together, etc. I'm so lost for words. I don't know what to do or think. We are both hurting and need each other's support. I'm a fairly emotionally reserved person, and I struggle with expressing my feelings. She has helped me a lot with this, and all I want is to keep the conversation going to help her understand. We talk about living out our days together, and I don't want this to be the thing that destroys what we have. Any advice would be appreciated. Girlfriend kind of sounds a little homophobic.
No, I totally get her.
He's bisexual. No, women look at porn that's lesbian porn all the time who aren't even bisexual. And no one gives a fuck.
Right. I mean,
it's the same. It's a double standard. That's bullshit. She needs to calm the fuck down and realize.
It's not all that, though. It's also the age difference. There's a huge age difference there, and they grew up in different times. He's 26. She's 35. They're from different things are accepted. A woman who is 35 didn't grow up in this weirdly progressive society that we grew up in, and so it's very hard to change that mindset when you're already 35. And I mean, it is such a common thing. I mean, I'm sure there's other fears going on. As a woman in your 30s, when you start hitting your 30s, you do feel less valued. You feel less sexual. You feel less
really?
wanted.
Do you feel that?
Yes, absolutely. You feel it from society. You feel more confident in yourself, but you feel it from society. You feel people, you're not what people want. You're not, like my joke goes, you're not the iPhone, you're the Android.
Right.
That is a joke, but it's based in true reality. And so if you're 26, I'm sure there's other things going on, that possibly worried about being left for age. And this is just another thing that's piling up. And when you're 35 and you're a woman, especially, it is true. You want that security. And so if this is just kind of like, I'm sure she feels like it's another crack. Like she wants to get going. Like 26 and 35, especially when the woman's 35, it's just so different. And so,
but him just looking at having gay porn as part of his porn repertoire. And
it's partly her insecurity.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's being insecure. That's how I was with Stoya.
But it's not, but I totally get where it's coming from, because there's probably other insecurities and it's just too much. Like she knows what it's like to grow up and go through her 20s and figure shit out. And so it's probably also a little bit of insecurity. Like, I am not going to be enough for this person. I love this person so much, but I don't necessarily, now I am worried about being able to guarantee that I will be able to provide him with everything he will need, whether that is emotional, whether that is sexual.
No partner can do that.
But some people want sometimes each other is enough. And I think it's just like these are two just vastly, like truly like different time periods. Like that 10 years, especially like the way things are now and so progressive. Like I really, really, really see that being. I'm not saying it can't work,
of course,
but I 100% see where she's coming from, and that's it's jarring. And
even if she knew that he had relationships with men in the past and they talked about it and it was fine.
Yeah, but to see it, and also the past is different. It's cool to see, to know about, and it's cool and it's hot to hear something in the past. But then when it is present and it's in your space and in your face,
well, maybe that's what drives the knife more, or twists the knife, because girls look at. I feel like straight women look at lesbian porn all the time. But if you were a woman who used to date women, maybe your boyfriend finding your lesbian porn.
And I know couples who have gone through that, who the boyfriend freaked out and was like, "Are you a lesbian?" 100%. It has a little bit to do with insecurity, but it has a lot to do with like just different just different mindsets, and also just being in different points in your life. 26, you're still in that exploratory period, and you should be. 35, you're wrapping shit up. This curtain's closing. What are we doing for the rest of our lives? And that's not the way that it has to be. It's not necessarily the way it should be, but it's the way it is. 100%. And
what should he do?
No one in this situation is doing anything wrong.
Right.
I mean, that's a
look. I understand the power of feeling so insecure that you're angry at your partner. Because if it is that, I get it. I get feeling so insecure. I don't like talking about things that make me insecure, especially to the person that it's coming from, like Steven or my partner. I would never want to admit that, because that would make me look weak. It would make me blah, blah, blah in my head, all of these things. So she might be stubborn about it and just fucking...
Right.
I don't know.
It's important to talk about, though. Like James and I definitely talk about like our worst traits and characteristics together 100%.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but it makes everything a lot better, and it helps you to understand people a lot more. And sometimes conversations like that need to be had multiple times before someone's really going to break down and talk to you.
Yeah. I guess I'm just the type of person, even if it's someone I love deeply, 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 and it's like, if someone saw something on my computer and they thought I still wanted one thing and it just really totally wasn't true, I could only be understanding to that to a point before it's like, what the fuck else can I say for you to believe me?
Right.
And that would ruin the relationship.
This is so new, though. Like she just discovered this now and it's just ruined. Like it's just kind of like, it's something that was definitely like bothering her a little bit, but she was able to get past. But then when it was right in her face, now it's going to take a little bit more time. Time is very healing.
And sometimes it's not, but yeah, it can be, or sometimes it's healing, but sometimes you didn't think you were still insecure about something when you are. For example, when Steven was editing his reel yesterday and there was Stoya getting eaten out. And I was like, why'd you show me this? Fuck you. And I yelled him and I felt really bad. I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I react to that?
Wait, porn is on his reel?
No, it's a music video. She gets eaten out. But you just see the top of her.
Okay.
But I like had to watch it and I like got mad at him and I was mean to him. And he was just trying to show me his fucking reel that I've been encouraging him to work on forever.
Right.
And he's doing a great job. And it was a fucking amazing reel.
Right.
But why that made me mad still, I was like, God damn it, Christina.
Didn't you know that was going to be on there, though? She was going to be on there?
I didn't even think about it. But I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'll take it down. I'm like, I will get more mad at you if you take it down.
Right. I mean,
because then like, don't cave into me.
She's famous. It'll also help. It's a good look. Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so insecurities can be crippling.
Well, it's also like, are you acting gay? No.
Yo, you gay?
You walking around with dicks in your mouth, sir? Yeah, it definitely needs to be talked to. But at a certain point, I mean, like, yeah, I just think it's like your different phases in your life. Like there's also already a lot to deal with that age gap. And I don't want to say that it's a problem, because it doesn't have to be a problem, but it's something. It's not nothing. And also, I just want to give everyone a heads up. I watched Gender Revolution, which is the Katie Couric documentary. It was on Nat Geo, but I think you can get it online now. Highly recommend. Fucking love me some Katie Couric.
I heard it. Oh, yeah.
It goes really in deep into gender. I mean, some of it is obnoxious people, but a lot of it's good. And Katie Couric is so just delightful. She's like, I don't know anything. Tell me things. Like she's like such a mom. I fucking love her.
Katie.
But yeah, so watch that, learn, grow, all that good stuff.